3 funny NBA stories that you may have forgotten about. Number 1, Kawhi Leonard and Apple time. So funny enough, I actually had never heard this story before researching, for this video. And I was like, I gotta talk about this story because I was cracking up, especially when this interview was going on and I watched the clip. So basically how the story went is that Kawhi Leonard was at a team dinner with the Spurs when he was on the Spurs, and they were at a restaurant and he decided to order nothing. And instead, he took out 12 red apples, because he likes red apples, and took them out of his bag and ate each apple with a fork and knife one by one at the table. And so as you could see on the screen, he is on with Jimmy Kimmel, and he asked them the question about that, that story. Is it true? And Kawhi came out and said, it is not true. He never brought 12 apples to a team dinner, but that he does have an apple tree in his house. This will be the only one of the 3 stories that actually turn out to be false. But this was so funny, especially this clip, just the way that he said, you brought 12 apples to the dinner, and Kawhi starts laughing. It is so funny. And it is something that I feel like people believed because it sounds like something Kawhi would do because, he does his own thing. So I think that's why people believed it. But now we know it's not true, but he does have an apple tree, and that's awesome. To be able to have your own fruit, from your own garden or from your own backyard. Nothing is better than fresh from the farm or fresh from the garden. Anyway, on to story number 2. Number 2, Dennis Rodman missing a practice during the 1998 NBA Finals to go wrestle with Hulk Hogan. I know that Dennis Rodman and Phil Jackson had a good relationship. At least that's what was depicted in The Last Dance. But apparently, one time, obviously Phil Jackson was concerned for Dennis Rodman's safety. He wanted to make sure that he was okay, which was really nice of him. And apparently Hulk Hogan, I guess, said to a media reporter one time or whatever that Phil Jackson once begged Hulk Hogan to send Dennis Rodman home, bring him home. He was legitimately concerned for his safety, which again is super nice of him. Of course, he wants to make sure that he's okay and stuff like that because they're in the middle of the finals and all of a sudden Dennis Rodman is gone. We all know Dennis Rodman does his own thing and it was accepted by the team, what he did. But imagine that happening today in 2023 in the NBA. That player, whoever it is, would have been fined, would have been, suspended, something crazy. Maybe not suspended, but, fined very heavily. I don't see a world where this flies in today's NBA. I'm not saying, it was great of Dennis Rodman to leave during the finals, but they ended up winning the ring, and, it was just accepted. But they also knew that he would show up for the game, and he would give maximum effort every time. And so, it wasn't affecting his on-court performances. So, again, I'm not saying it's great to leave during the finals, but you knew that he still was going to be there and perform up to his level. If he was taking all kinds of detours and it was affecting his performance and he wasn't playing well, then it might have been a different story. But again, I could just imagine if this happened today during the finals, the media would be crazy. When they found out that a player left during the finals to go somewhere else, the scrutiny would be insane. Whether it's right or wrong, the scrutiny would be insane. And the last one is Kevin Durant's burner account. I remember when this story broke, it was some of the biggest news. It was everywhere for a long time. And everybody was talking about it. And obviously some people were criticizing him. Actually, a lot of people criticized him. I guess obviously some people were defending him, but everybody was talking about Kevin Durant having a burner account. Nowadays, I don't have Twitter, so I don't know personally, but I have seen him when Bleacher Report comes up that it's tweets when he's clapping back at somebody. It's a tweet from his own account. So I don't know if he still has burner accounts. I think now at this point, he probably just tweets from his own account, meaning the account that's verified, the Kevin Durant account with the blue check mark or whatever it is now. Is it still a blue check mark on Twitter? Because I know they changed it to X. So whatever. Anyway, the point is, I think Kevin Durant at this point probably tweets from his own account. But when this came out, it was a huge story. And what's funny is since then, there's been a few reports, and I don't remember if they've all been verified. I'm not going to bring up anybody's names. But there have been a few other people around the NBA who have done burner account type things, tweets. I think a couple of them have gotten, I guess, I don't know what the right word is. I don't want to say exposed because I don't like that word, especially in social media culture. I guess their identity, that it was them tweeting under that account, was revealed. I guess that's a better way of saying it. And so, like, it has happened since the Kevin Durant thing. So clearly he wasn't the only one. He was just the only one who was revealed at the time. And I wonder how many other people in the NBA or in other sports around the world have burner accounts too. Like, we know plenty of people, even who aren't professional athletes, definitely have them. But those are the 3 stories from the NBA that you may have forgotten about. So I hope you enjoyed this video.